Hey everybody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, Northernlion's Den. So we lost the last arena, spoilers if you haven't seen the video, but we did go 6-3, which is pretty good, and we got compensated in the form of some in-game gold that I can use to buy my way back into the arena. Buying into the arena is 150 in-game gold. I have 215. So we are not going to use real money for this. We are instead just going to use our existing kind of in-game gold purchases. Now, what should I play as? I'm not going to play as the mage. I was really hoping a paladin would show up here. Or sorry, a priest. I always get them confused. I'm not going to play as the mage because we've already done that. I think I might get a little crazy and play as the warrior. I have spent almost zero time with either the warrior or the paladin. Now seems as good a time as any to make this happen. So why don't we go with Garrosh Hellscream? And hopefully we'll be able to make this work. Warrior's hero power, gain 2 armor. Effectively, it's kind of like gaining 2 health, but you can get it over and above the starting 30. So one of the pieces of feedback that many people have talked about is I should take my time when choosing the cards and try to make a more synergistic deck, which I don't disagree with you. I think it's a good idea. So start with card 1. Mortal Strike deals 4 damage. If your hero has 12 or less health, deals 6 damage instead. I like it. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 Violet Apprentice. Does Garrosh Hellscream seem like the kind of guy who would want a Violet Teacher here? Maybe. An Ancient Watcher. Can't attack, but he's 4 and 5. So he can't attack the enemies actively, but if someone attacks him, then he does 4 damage to them. It's a pretty good card, in all honesty. But I think I'm going to go with Mortal Strike, just because it seems in character. So we have Rampage, give a damaged minion +3/+3, that seems really good. Cruel Taskmaster, Battlecry is deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +2 attack. I kind of like that as well, in all honesty, especially as an early card. I didn't want the Stealth Creature because it was a little bit too mana expensive for now. I'll also go with Cruel Taskmaster again. We'll get 2 of those in our deck. So we're going to build this around buffs, I guess. And then at this point, I should start to look for cards that maybe would work well with Cruel Taskmaster, like Arathi Weaponsmith, for example. Battlecry is equip a 2/2 weapon that'll allow me to attack. And Cruel Taskmaster obviously doesn't work at all with Elven Archer or Stone Tusk Boar. We'll probably want some 1-mana creatures to send out there, especially with charge or the ability to deal some damage right off the bat. But I'm going to go with Arathi Weaponsmith first, and then we'll try to get some cheap units here. So adjacent minions have +1 attack, battle cries deal 1 damage, or your other minions have +1 attack. Why don't we go with I like Raid Leader a lot as a card, but I think Raid Leader gets targeted pretty quickly. Why don't we go with Direwolf Alpha? It's a little bit cheaper, the effect is a little bit more muted, but that's okay. Has charge while you have a weapon equipped. Could be interesting, but I also really like Murloc Tidehunter as a card. But I could use some 1-mana cards. Gnomish Inventor, also a card I like a lot. But maybe we want a 1-weapon card like South Sea Deckhand. Has charge when you have a weapon equipped. But for now, Murloc Tidehunter again. And then we'll start choosing some other stuff. Okay. Inner Rage, deal 1 damage to a minion that gains +2 attack this turn. I'm definitely going to take that because that works well with Cruel Taskmaster. Well, maybe, I don't know, works well might be an exaggeration. But it, has the same effect, I guess. Why don't we get Scarlet Crusader with a Divine Shield? It's a card I enjoy a lot. Your other minions have charge, seems like a very useful card, but maybe we want to pick up something else, like Princess of Elune. Restore 4 health to your hero. I kind of prefer Dark Iron Dwarf, maybe. Give a minion +2 attack, and he's 4/4, which is good. I don't know if Warsong Commander is actually going to live long enough to be useful, but maybe. I need some taunts, that's for sure. Hopefully we can get that. Okay, so this is like our major pickup. Spell power +5. And 12 defense, 4 attack, 9 mana. I have some spells, I think. This one would be particularly good. That could actually cause us to do 11 damage on 1 turn. Nose Dormu. Players only have 15 seconds to take their turns. That seems interesting as well. But since I'm providing commentary, as fun as that would be, I think that would also be incredibly dangerous. I'm going to go with Onyxia, where apparently we have to choose between dragons this time. I'm going to take Moltres. Summon 1/1 Whelps until your side of the battlefield is full. Could be interesting. Who knows? Probably never get to use the card in the first place. Okay, so Warsong Commander could be a good pickup here, but I really like Frost Elemental as well. We're not even halfway through the deck yet, so we got a long way to go. Might be good to get Darkscale Healer, because I do have a lot of cards that are like do damage to your own minions to cause them to attack more. If we played that in conjunction with Darkscale Healer, we could maybe heal them back up and have the benefits of both worlds, basically. And I don't really like either of these cards, especially Corehound, which is super easy to kill for a 7-mana card. So we need some cheaper cards for sure. Some 1s, some 3s, and 5s would be great. We have a lot of minions with battle cries, yes? If so, Ancient Brewmaster might actually be a great pickup. We have Jungle Panther with Stealth, which would be cool too. Yeah, I kind of prefer Jungle Panther to Razorfen Hunter in this situation. Now, we have okay, we need to take a taunt creature. As excellent as some of these might be, I need to get some taunts in my deck at this point. It's crazy that we don't have one yet. Okay, so we have a 1 upgrade card. If you have a weapon, give it +1/+1. Otherwise, equip a 1/3 weapon. So that's 1 attack, 3 durability. It's okay. We also have a Stealth 7-mana creature. And whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Gadgetzin Auctioneer. I kind of like this one, actually. Card draw can be very useful in a deck, and I oftentimes don't take it. Arcanide Reaper, I think, is a fantastic weapon card that I'm going to stick with. Now, we need some 1-mana cards. I think Worgen Infiltrator is a good one at a Stealth 2/1. Apparently, this is like a Stealth Dragon-focused deck. Cleave does 2 damage to 2 enemy minions. 2 random enemy minions. That seems like it could be very useful, actually. Fiery War Axe would be cool too, and you know, honestly, I like all these cards. Earthen Ring, Farseer, 3 mana, restores 3 health, and 3/3. Let's take Cleave in this situation, though. We still got 12 cards left to go. Let's see what we've got here. Murloc War Leader. All other Murlocs have +2/+1. I think that would be a waste. Molten Giant, I think, is probably still going to be too expensive. Because we already have Onyxia, which is 9 mana. This costs 1 mana less for every damage that we've taken, which is good. It could eventually cost, you know, 0, but I don't like it as much as I like something like Gorehowl. Attacking a minion costs 1 attack instead of 1 durability. The cat wants me to take Gorehowl as well, so that's what I'll do. We got 2 weapons in here. I definitely shouldn't take any more, although there it is again. So, Shield Slam. Deal 1 damage to a minion for each armor you have. Useful card. Brawl, destroy all minions except 1, which is chosen randomly. That's kind of an interesting card as well, but I feel like I need a 1-mana card in this situation, so we'll go with Shield Slam. I also really like Leper Gnome. I like a lot of these cards. Silvermoon Guardian, I guess. I don't really like War Golem, as mentioned. Okay, this cat is trying to make some serious strategical and tactical decisions regarding my play here. I'm going to go with Leper Gnome. And then we have Mad Bomber, which is a crazy annoying card. Harvest Golem, which summons a 2/1 damage golem when it dies, or Warsong Commander, your other minions have charge. I'm just trying to look at my deck composition to a certain extent and be like, what do we need? We could probably use a 3-mana card. You know, Mad Bomber's an interesting card for sure, but I already have so many cards that deal damage to myself. Might want to go, let's go with a Harvest Golem in this situation. If you're wondering why I'm not going with the Warsong Commander whenever it comes up, it's because I don't really think I'll be able to summon that and other creatures on the same turn, which is really what you want to get the benefit of. Because otherwise, I mean, I guess you could put it out there and hope that it survives, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I kind of like Shield Block, gain 5 armor, draw a card, especially when we have Shield Slam. This could allow us to do, you know, 5 damage to a minion just by casting this and then Shield Slam if we get them both. And I don't really like either of these cards all that much, although Wind Fury Harpy could be really, really scary. I really would love to get some more taunts. That is something that I would love to fit into this deck somewhere. Pint-Sized Summoner is an awesome card that I will take most of the time when it shows up. Battle Rage. Draw a card for each damaged minion. Slam. Deal 2 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw a card. Okay, you know what? Warsong Commander, you've convinced me, I think. That's the best that we're going to do. We'll get one of you at least. Give a friendly minion charge for 0 mana. This seems like an excellent card. I also really love River Crocolisk. This deck not having... Oh, okay, we basically have to go with the taunt in this situation. Although, I like both of these cards as well, especially a card with a buff where whenever one of your minions dies, draw a card. We have to take a taunt, though. We don't have, like, basically any. I also think it would be good to get another taunt there. And we only have 2 cards left to choose. Give your hero +4 attack this turn. Battle Cry is equip a 2/2 weapon, or draw a card for each damaged minion. I kind of like Arathi Weaponsmith, even though we already have one. And our final card, I guess we will go with another Mortal Strike. Or actually, Sun Fury Protector could be amazing because it gives our other minions taunt. And we have kind of a taunt shortage. We only have like 3 in our whole deck. So, I think this is a good play. Alright, is this deck good? Fuck if I know. This is going to be like the second time that I've ever played a Warrior deck. As always, I look forward to the comments that give me a little bit of feedback on my deck building prowess or lack thereof. Sometimes I make terrible decisions in the interest of I don't know, short-term success, I guess. Like, I'll take really high amounts of spell cards that do burst damage. We'll see how this works, though. We're up against Dusty Caps. Apparently, Warrior does not get played very much in Arena mode. Obviously, Onyxia and Booty Bay Bodyguard are decent cards, but not cards that I'm going to want when I have so little mana to start with. So we do have a 1-mana card and a bunch of 2-mana, or we have 2 1-mana cards and then some 2-mana cards here as well, which is awesome. So here's my play that I think we should do here. I think we play our 0/4 Taunt creature first, and then on the next turn we play Pint-Sized Summoner, and then maybe after that we play either the Direwolf Alpha or Worgen Infiltrator. Because we want to get Pint-Sized Summoner out there, we also want it to be protected. Having a Taunt card is a good way to make that happen. So he or she is going to use the coin to get up to 2 mana and summon their own Pint-Sized Summoner. Not a bad idea, all things considered. And of course, we draw Onyxia, which is a pain in the ass. But we'll get Pint-Sized Summoner out here. Yeah, sure, this is a good situation. What I really like about this is that on the next turn, we can use Direwolf Alpha and just put it in the middle, and then Pint-Sized Summoner and our Taunt creature will get attack, which is good. So, Pint-Sized Summoner, obviously a card that a lot of people love to have. Excuse me for a second while I take a sip of my caffeinated beverage. If I sound tired, it's because I am. Wow, a Chillwind Yeti coming out on, like, the second turn is incredibly frustrating. Hopefully there is a way for us to deal with that. Direwolf Alpha we can send out for free. And then we could destroy Pint-Sized Summoner on the enemy team. I'm just trying to think, is there any way that, like, we live through this? And I think the answer is probably no. So what I'm gonna do here... we don't have charge, unfortunately. This is a kind of a bad situation to be in. I like Gadgetzin Auctioneer. It would only cost us 3 to send it out. So you know what? Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll send out Gadgetzin. No, but the Direwolf Alpha, but it's not really that useful for us, is it? I should say greetings, by the way. Hello. Fine. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. We both got some value out of the Pint-Sized Summoner. You know, it's 30-30. He's got some good creature on the field. I've got a couple of decent creatures on the field. I'm not necessarily thrilled with the position that we're in, but sure. We'll see what he plays on this turn. He goes first, so he's still got the initiative for sure. He's going to be able to draw 1 card and then pass over the turn in all likelihood. No, he actually does have a... We have, like, exactly the same deck, apparently. He has to destroy my Taunt creature, which is fine. I got a certain amount of value out of that. Battlecry is equipped a 2/2 weapon. If only I could do that in addition to my Direwolf Alpha on this turn. So I think it's in my best interest to... I don't have any spells, so this guy's not going to get much use. I think I'm going to destroy Chillwind Yeti. He's going to have some board control. So I played Direwolf Alpha, and then destroyed Chillwind Yeti. He's got, like I said, he has board control, but then I can sort of even it up a little bit by playing my own Worgen Infiltrator. Unfortunately, he has a substantial degree of card advantage over me right now. Next turn, I can definitely play Arathi Weaponsmith. That'll allow me to get a weapon that can do some damage, but we're really going to have to rely on a decent amount of card draw to pull us back into this one. I don't necessarily feel thrilled with the way this game is going so far. That being said, I do have a couple of weapons that are left in the deck. Who's he going to attack me with? Okay, so he's going to take some damage himself, but also sacrifice that creature, the Novice Engineer. And now we're basically even, so to a certain extent, the ball's kind of in my court, honestly. We're going to summon the Arathi Weaponsmith. That'll allow us to equip a 2/2 weapon. And we can use that to attack here and attack here. Okay, so to say the ball's in our court might be a little bit of a misnomer, but... Or to say that we have the ball, I guess, is a little bit of a misnomer. But we're doing okay. I think we've pulled it back just a little bit. He still has a huge card advantage. And remember, Shield Block is the card that we would ideally love to use in synergy with Shield Slam, which allows us to deal X amount of damage to the enemy minion, to an enemy minion, where X is equal to our armor. So we could actually, for 2 mana, we could give ourselves, or for 5 mana, I guess, we could give ourselves 7 armor on 1 turn, and then deal 7 damage to a minion via a 1 mana card, and that would be amazing, because, you know, obviously 7 health cards tend to be very, very good. So my Worgen Infiltrator will be killed here. That's fine. We did, it did its job, essentially. he has a taunt creature, which is a little annoying. His own Worgen Infiltrator will not be able to be killed by me on this turn. Your other minions have charge. Unfortunately, we can't really get too much out of that here. So, trying to think about how we deal with this situation. I think I have to kill the taunt creature, even though it's gonna cost me a lot of my own safety. And maybe we play Warsong Commander on top of that. And then on the next turn, we'll have a minion with charge, unless he chooses to destroy it. So, I hate to do this, because we're gonna lose 2 creatures, and we're gonna take 5 damage. I could play Shield Block and give myself some extra armor here, which honestly might be a good play. But instead, I'm going to save that card because I want to make it at least appear like I have some cards. And I'll use my hero power to just gain 2 armor instead. And, you know, this does basically mean armor is essentially the same thing as health. I've never seen, like, a meaningful difference between the two, except that with armor you can go above 30 max health. So you can have, like, 30 health and 10 armor or something like that. Which is frustrating when you're trying to whittle someone down. So I'm very concerned about the fact that he has a ton of cards. He probably could have gotten better use out of that combo if I had to guess, but he did sacrifice his Worgen Infiltrator to kill my pretty sweet Warsong Commander. He got his own Harvest Golem out there, which is fine. And I think on this turn it's pretty clear that we have to play Booty Bay Bodyguard, which I think is awesome, and it's one of our few taunts, and we'll armor up and then end the turn. And we are pulling back the card advantage slightly, but it's fair to say that I'm not thrilled with the way that this game is going so far, but it certainly could be a lot worse. It hasn't run away from us just yet. After you summon a minion, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. That sucks because he's going to be able to... Ooh, 4 damage to my Booty Bay Bodyguard. That is a cheap card. Eviscerate just allowed him to destroy my taunt, and he essentially eviscerated me. Now, the good news is we're only like 2 turns away from being able to play our Onyxia. Like, on this turn we won't be able to, but on the next turn we will. And this will be able to fill our board with some awesome, well, not awesome necessarily, but with some creatures. It would have been awesome to have Warsong Commander in conjunction with this. But I think on this turn I'm finally going to just be like, okay, Shield Block, we're going to stick with you, or we're going to use you finally. We get to draw a card as a result of that, which is Divine Shield, which is a pretty good card, but we're going to armor up instead, and we'll see how he chooses to deal with this taunt creature. And then on the next turn, we might throw our Hail Mary out here with Onyxia, and, you know, summon 1/1 whelps until your side of the battlefield is full. So we'll basically have like a, what is this, an 8/8? Yeah, we'll have an 8/8 and then 6 1/1s. And, actually, it's not great because I will be able to be killed by the... Ooh, what is this? Return a friendly minion from the field. Okay, so he's going to take the card draw back into his deck, which is good. Very smart from him, I would say. And we've taken a little bit of damage ourselves, but, you know, we're still doing okay. Give a minion +2 attack. And here's how you got to think about this, I guess. So if we send Onyxia out, he has 2, 3, 4, 3. So with 3 creatures, he can do 8 damage. In fact, with 2 creatures and a little damage to himself, he could do it. But then there's all these 1/1s that he's going to have to deal with. I think we try it, honestly. Let's see how this works out for us. That obviously summoned a ton of dragons here. And essentially, like, I have some pretty sweet board control. I mean, it's not really well played. I just drew the card and it was in my deck. But we'll see how this works out. He could also, if he chooses not to attack my big dragon, he could just wipe out, like, all of the whelps on the field right now. And he just, by way of Knife Juggler, he was able to kill 1. Oh my god, he's going to be able to draw 4 more cards here. Now, the good news is he doesn't have a taunt creature on the board. And now there's extra space on the board for me to summon another minion. But we have to see what he's going to do with his attacks now. My guess is he'll probably use his own weapon to destroy a whelp, and then he might prioritize the dragon. That'll kill every creature that attacks the dragon, but he's kind of, I don't know. I still feel like he's in an advantageous position here. He has like 8 cards in his hand. Oh, they're just going to attack me directly, actually. Or he's just going to attack me directly. Probably a good choice, because now I have to finish him off on this turn, essentially, or I'm going to lose. And in fact, I might lose regardless. But we'll see. Deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +2 attack. So I can do 10 plus 5 damage on this turn. Actually, I could do... I'm just trying to run through the math here. So I could play this, damage this, it'll get to 10 attack. Then I can take it to 12 attack with the Dark Iron Dwarf. And then give it, that'll be 12 plus... I can do 17 damage on this turn. How do I stop him from doing 8 damage, though? I That's a good question. I can armor up. That's maybe it. I armor up, and maybe I use Dark Iron Dwarf to kill the Knife Juggler, or actually to kill Stormpike Commando. I think we might be basically fucked. Let's think about this. Okay, Dark Iron Dwarf. We'll send him out. I'm gonna do this just to give this whelp like this damage so that he can kill Knife Juggler. And then do we start sacrificing our whelps to stop him? I think we have to. The only question is whether or not we can actually manage to do this and stay alive. And I think that's a very good question, that the answer to which is probably no, but we'll try at least. So yeah, this is definitely a long turn, but we'll see. One thing's for sure, this is the last turn of the game, whether we win or lose. This is going to be a much longer video than the last one for sure. Okay, so he's got Assassin's Blade, and if he can buff a creature, he'll be able to kill me. Yeah, well played. You got me. That was pretty close, though. Not so bad for my first arena game as the Warrior. Fair to say, I'm not thrilled with my deck so far. We're gonna go 0-1, but that's okay. And we're gonna play at least one more episode over the course of this video. I would hate to end at 0-2 though, just in case I go 0-3 in the next episode. So as you can see, that was, my first game as the Warrior class. And we get some extra cards for that. And I like the idea of the Warrior class. That was not necessarily the greatest game though. We're gonna be in Copper League. So if I go 0-2, I'm gonna be disappointed considering that I am in, like, Platinum level ladder, which is not the best, obviously. There's Diamond and Master League above that, but let's recaffeinate and hopefully come back swinging in the next match. So that's effectively 3 losses in a row, stretched across 2 arena sections, so I'm not necessarily thrilled about that. I go first. I really like Cruel Taskmaster, but obviously Frost Elemental is not going to be workable for me. But we're going to get Scarlet Crusader instead, which is a really nice card, actually. So why don't we summon our Worgen Infiltrator, unless there was anything else we could do, which there isn't. And we should say greetings, and, Craft Cheese. First off, great name. Obviously, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, or as we call it, Kraft Dinner, is staple food of the Canadian diet, even though I don't necessarily like it that much. So he's going to use 2 mana right off the bat here. To get a taunt creature out there. I don't know how I feel about this. He basically gave up his coin advantage, and I'll be able to kill that taunt creature on this turn. Or I could give my own creatures taunt. I don't know how I feel about that, though. Okay, well, here's what I'm thinking is, like... Okay, why don't we summon Sun Fury Protector on this turn, and then on the next turn we can use Cruel Taskmaster on him. Because what I was thinking, and this might have been silly, was that I would use Cruel Taskmaster, give him the Battlecry buff, and then just kill him, which might have seemed like I was being shitty. I don't know. Did I already say greetings to this guy? Hello. He's playing the class that I wanted to play as a priest, and I'm starting to wish that I'd gone with a paladin instead. But we'll see. I've got a decent creature on the field here. Battlecry, your other minions gain taunt. Obviously, that doesn't do shit for us now because it's a Battlecry, but that's fine. So far, so good. Whenever a character is healed, gain +1 attack. He's not really going to be able to do anything about that before I kill it, which is maybe unfortunate for him. We'll summon Cruel Taskmaster, deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +2 attack. We should use that on ourselves, maybe? Let's try it. Cruel Taskmaster. So now I'll be doing 4 damage here. And we want to kill this unit that can actually get buffed. Otherwise... you know what? I probably should have attacked... I don't think it makes a difference. Let's end our turn and continue onwards here. Cat continues to go apeshit. Probably saying, you should have played the Harvest Golem instead, so blah blah, Death Rattle, 2-1 damage, etc, etc. The cat is the worst for non-constructive feedback. As is right now, I go first. We're 30-30. I have 2 creatures on the board he's going to probably like to find a way to deal with. He won't be able to use his hero power to heal himself. He has summoned a Raging Worgen, and honestly, I'm content to trade 1 for 1 here. Is there any way I could do better than 1 for 1? I don't think so. I obviously don't want him to get enraged, because he'll have Wind Fury, and if he has anything that he can use to damage himself, I wouldn't be happy about it. So, I kind of like the idea on this turn of Leper Gnome, which is a really frustrating card to deal with, and maybe on top of that, we armor up, because I want to save some cards to be able to send out, but it might not be a bad idea to send out Scarlet Crusader, or let's send out Harvest Golem as well. So I am going to sacrifice my 4-1 for his 3/3, just so that it can't get buffed out of control. I can maintain board control. And now, if he wants to deal with my creatures, then he's going to have some caveats to that. So, I'm not sure. Maybe I would have been better off just armoring up and actually saving some cards. One of the things I'm very guilty of now that I'm a little bit better about board control is playing all my cards like as soon as I get them. And obviously, in Hearthstone, it's important to maintain a card advantage, if at all possible. So, he has played a 2/3, and how does this actually work? It's whenever a minion dies, gain +1 attack. So we're going to wipe him out on this turn. We got some cards that make that very possible. So I'm going to play Scarlet Crusader, which has a Divine Shield. And then I'm going to play Charge, which gives the Divine Shielded creature charge. And then I'm just going to wipe that out. And obviously, again, we're at a huge card disadvantage. But now we are starting to whittle down the enemy. We'll armor up a little bit because there's nothing else for us to do. And we'll hope that we get some card draw because if he manages to clear the board, we are basically tapped out. And we've only done 8 damage to him, which is not really adequate compensation. But he's got to do something pretty quickly or we can start to ball out of control, especially if I can get some buffs on the board. Whenever you play a card game +1/+1, hopefully he'll not be able to give his creature charge here. Obviously, we can sacrifice one of our creatures to keep him, or keep that creature from getting buffed. Silence a minion. That's good, so he's not going to have a death rattle anymore. That's pretty smart of him, in all honesty. And he's going to restore 2 health to himself. But his card advantage is eroding here, and I'm just going to wipe out that Questing Adventurer, because obviously I don't want to give him a chance to get 2 buffs. So, you know, we'll sacrifice our 3/1 creature here just to destroy him. We will do a bunch of damage ourselves, like so. We're missing 1 death rattle, but apart from that, it's okay. And we have Arcanine Reaper here, which will allow us to do another 5 damage on this turn, and we'll end our turn. So we can do 11 damage on the next turn, which would borderline kill him. He's got to come up with some answers pretty quickly. Now, the positive news for him... Oh, Taunt and Death Rattle deal 2 damage to all characters. That is a solution. That will stop some of these problems. Who's going to live on this turn? Okay, so I'll deal 2 damage to him. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, hear me out here. We're going to sacrifice 2 of our creatures to kill the Taunt, but Harvest Golem will still live. So this has to happen. It's actually 2 damage to all characters? Okay, so that did 2 damage to him as well. Then I can use Dark Iron Dwarf and give a minion +2 attack. I'll do 4 and 5. I think this is over, actually. So I think I did manage to pull out a win here as the warrior class, which I'm excited about. So we're at least going to go 1-1. So that was a good game. I'm happy that that one turned out the way that it did. And we're probably going to end it here just in case I go 0-2 in the next episode. Do we level up again as the warrior? Thankfully. Okay, so at least we're not going to get skunked in this game. And kind of got lucky there. If he had better card draw, we might have run into some problems. But again, as always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving your support in the form of a like. It really does help this series proliferate throughout YouTube, and it helps me out a great deal. And of course, thanks as always for your constructive criticism so far, telling me how I could play better, how I can make the videos better. I really appreciate those civil comments. As always, if you want to see more daily Hearthstone videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There will be new videos every single day. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, thank you for watching.